All right, so here is our first example. So if we just count everything up, we can see what kind of the protons up first. We got 2 protons. We got 2 neutrons. And would you know we got 2 electrons as well. So we know how much of each subatomic particle we got. Now let's write the atomic symbol. So we got 2 protons. Right away, that's our atomic number. So I'm going to put that in our bottom left corner. 2. I want to bust out our periodic table, and we could figure out what element this is. So if we take a look at our top right, we got the atomic number 2. That is a helium atom. Oops. All right, so we're going to write He for a helium atom. Now we have to think of our mass number. And if we remember, our mass number is going to be equal to, let me get our equation over here. Our mass number is equal to our protons plus our neutrons. So our mass number is going to equal 2 plus 2, it would be 4. And then if we got our charge on this side, it would be equal to our protons minus our electrons. So we had 2 protons, 2 electrons, there's no charge. If there's no charge, we don't have to put anything. So our answer for our atomic symbol would be this. And if I asked you for a subatomic particles, it would be that. So moving into our next example, we are given protons, neutrons, and electrons. So in this example, I will draw an atom. It's pretty easy. We know our protons and neutrons both go in our nucleus in the center. So let's just draw 6 protons pretty close together, but leave some space for our neutrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we got 7 neutrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we got 6. Remember, electrons are tiny and they're whizzing around. I like to draw little lines behind them just to kind of show they're going in all directions. They're kind of moving randomly in our electron cloud out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's move to our symbol. So we got protons. Right away, I like to start at that point. So let's put that in our bottom left corner and let's figure out what type of element this is. So our atomic number is 6. We take a look at our periodic table. Atomic number 6 means we have a carbon atom here. This will be a carbon atom. Carbon atom, the symbol is just a capital C. Now we got to think of our mass number. So mass number is going to be that proton plus our neutrons. 6 plus 7. That would be 13 up here. And for charge, we would just do protons minus electrons. And again, 6 minus 6, we have a neutral atom. So this would be our picture of our atom. And this would be our atomic symbol. All right, move into our next question. We are given the symbol here. So now the other 2 things that we might have to do are figure out our subatomic particles or draw the atom. So I will start with finding our subatomic particles. Always start with your atomic number, and that will be your protons. So we have 5 protons here. So this is where the math starts getting a little bit tricky. So we know we have 5 protons, and we know that our protons plus our neutrons is equal to 11. So if we can do this in our head, we could just jump straight to the answer. But let's say we didn't know how to do it in our head. We could write it out here. we would have 5 protons plus however many neutrons we got, we don't know yet, and that would equal 11. So we do a little bit of math. We subtract 5 from both sides. Subtract 5 here. Subtract 5 here. And we know that our neutrons would have to be 6. So we got 6 neutrons there. We're going to have to do the same type of math to figure out our charge. If you do it in your head, awesome. But if not, our charge is going to be our protons minus our electrons, and that'll be plus 3 in this case. So let's write this out in an equation. We got 5 protons minus, we don't even know how many electrons we got, so we'll put that E there. And it's going to equal, in this case, our charge, plus 3. Or you can just write 3 there, because it's a positive 3. So we're going to have to get this E all by itself. We get this electron all by itself. So what we're going to do is add this electron to the other side. And we'll get 5 is equal to 3 plus E. And then we're going to subtract 3. And we will find that E is equal to 2. So again, if you could do this in your head, and after doing a lot of these problems, you could do them in your head, feel free to do that. But if you don't know, you could stick with this math problem. So that would be how many protons we got, how many neutrons we got, and how many electrons we got in this atom. All right, another problem where we have to both find our subatomic particles and then our atomic symbol. So let's just do the counting. That's all we got to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 protons. Let's count those neutrons up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8 neutrons, 8 protons. Count these electrons up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you don't miss any of those little guys. So now we got to think, how are we going to make our atomic symbol? And again, starting point, we should be used to this, protons. Put that in the bottom corner. Let's take a look at our periodic table to see what type of element this is. We look for that atomic number of 8. That is oxygen, capital O right here. We got an oxygen atom, 8 protons. Now we got to figure out our mass number. Mass number is protons plus neutrons, 8 plus 8. We're going to throw a 16 up there. And now we have to figure out if we have a charge or not. So let's throw the charge back up here. Protons minus electrons, 8 minus 10. So we have more electrons, so we're going to get a negative charge. And it turns out 8 minus 10 is negative 2. So we can write it just like that. And because we have a charge, this would be an ion. All right, and let's move. This next one will be our last example. And I'm just going to make the atomic symbol with this one. So you guys should know by now, where do we start? Protons. So protons are real important to look at first. So we got 9 of them. Let's take a look at what element has 9 protons. Take a look at atomic number 9, and that is fluorine. Capital F. So from here, same steps, we're going to find that mass number. Protons plus neutrons. So we got 9 plus 11. 9 plus 11 will give us 20. And then again, we got to figure out if this is an ion or if it's a neutral atom. So we got our protons 9 minus our electrons 10. So they're not the same. We got more electrons, so it'll be a negatively charged atom, or we could say a negatively charged ion of minus. So it would be 1 minus would be the charge. And that is how we would make our atomic symbol.